Hey everybody, Jeff here. How's everybody doing out there in the music and vinyl community? I just wanted to do a video tonight. Had a couple things come in this week. Figure I'd share them. You like to hear my sharing stuff, right? That's what you're here for. Anyway, first up, I got some VCLT in this week, which was very exciting. If you follow Randall Weaver, about a video or two ago, maybe 2 videos ago, he showed some VCLT and he showed a Deep Purple album that I had sent him. Actually, a couple videos back in my videos, when I went and to the one where I was ranting at Steve from Value Vinyl, I had picked up a bunch of stuff at a thrift store, one of which was a Deep Purple album, which I already had. Randy said he needed it. I said, here it is, and I sent it on to him. Well, the other day he got it and did the video, and then he reached out and said, hey, I got a couple 80s hard rock metal type albums that he doesn't, listen to as much. His style, is not quite that, but these are albums that I guess he said he bought overseas when he was there. I believe maybe he even bought these when he said he was in the military. But anyway, and he told me what they were, and I said, sure, I'll take them. One of them I already had, but I have the modern repress of it, so I was really interested to get a original copy. I have yet to do an A/B test, but I'll show that in a minute. Anyway, let's show that first. So first one up is Tesla Canticle Resonance. Now I have most all of Tesla stuff digitally. I've picked up over the years, but honestly have never owned any of their physical products. So this is my first physical Tesla release, and it's their first, probably what I consider one of their best. It's one of the ones that I played the most. This is one of those bands that fell into that time period in my life where I stopped buying mainstream music, was focused more on buying Christian music, and so I missed out on a lot of their stuff. So I had a lot of catching up to do, so I ended up getting them all digitally and haven't spent as much time listening to them. But I remember when this came out, and the whole cowboy video was really catchy. I really enjoyed it. A band that I recently, in the past year, auditioned for, they play that song, so I kind of had to learn it, though I never really played it with the band, and I only jammed with them once and decided I wasn't going to go that route with another band. But so I'm excited to get this. It is from Europe. It's got all the different like it says France on there, but Randy took great care of them, didn't play them a whole lot, and I'm telling you, this is pristine. Oh, beautiful. Randy, great job. I mean, it's like just came off the shelf. And the other one is Motley Crue, Girls. Again, another one. This is an import, European version. Electra. It is, again, I don't know, did he ever play it? Because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And like I say, I do have, I'll grab this real quick. I have the modern reissue. Now, this was a Kickstarter or one of those fundraiser campaigns, and so I jumped on board and did it and bought this a couple years back, a year or two ago. It's on the blue and black swirl vinyl, and then it was later released to the public that way. So I do want to do an A/B test. I might even do that tonight. I needed to wait till I had some alone time, which I have right now, and I can kind of crank them. I want to see what the difference is. I'm not sure if there's any remastering done per se. I would assume modern vinyl remastered, but yeah, let's see. Is it really much different than having the original? So that was it. Thanks a lot, Randy. Those are just superb, beautiful releases. I'm glad I was able to give them a good home, and trust me, I will play these more than you were enjoying them. I guess yeah, that's more my style. So hey, great. Thank you so much. Love it. All right, up next were just a few things that this random. First one is similar to my last video where I talked about the deal of the week. Another one of those Amazon pop-ups. This popped up on Amazon as used like new. You never know what to expect with that. It was sold from Amazon. This popped up for $14. Used like new. I've had my eye on it for a while. It's rarely ever dips below 20. But used like new, I grabbed it, and that's Psycho Circus by Kiss. And guess what? Used like new came to me in the mail, fully in shrink wrap. No dents, no dings, no nothing. This is not used like new. This is new. Got it for $14. That's my Amazon deal of the week. I assume that some of these are basically returns and so they can't really sell them as new because they are new, but they've been in somebody's hands. I have to assume that's what it is, but it's brand new. Anyway, so it's just another notch in my Kiss collection. I have a long way to go, but as many of you know, if you've watched my videos for a long time, Kiss was the first band I ever got into in the 70s. First band I ever saw as a 13-year-old in the 70s, and so I want have all their stuff, but not all of their things on vinyl. Anyway, now this next one is a new release. This is Zion, Thunder from the Mountain 2.0. It comes on this red and yellow swirl, very pretty. Zion is a Christian metal band. This album came out, I think, in 88, 89. Thunder from the Mountain. They have remixed it, remastered it, all except one song, they say, because they couldn't find the original tapes, so that one's not remixed. But they have remixed and remastered it, released it on vinyl for the first time. So I swooped it up because this was, these were a great band back in the day. They really only had this album, and then the singer split and joined X Center and did a lot of work with them, and he's done some other bands, but mostly X Center for the past 30 years and 20 some odd years. So this is bringing back the one main release by the band, and so it is very well done. It's a gatefold, even though it's just a single record. It's got cool pictures and the dragon and all that stuff. Anyway, so yes, very nice. Grabbed that. That came in a couple days ago. And then this is one that I went back. This has been out for a couple years. The collector's spirit in me got the best of me. But what happened is I sold a CD. I had a CD on Discogs that I sold for $50. And at that particular time, I had a bill from Discogs for things that I have sold in the previous time for $20. So I took the $50, paid the $20, had $30 left over, and ordered this from Rox Records. This is their fourth in the Underground series. I missed on the early ones. I really want the Oracle one, but I have the majority other ones. I didn't grab this one. I have all of Pylon's material on CD, including this. And I like them. They're a doom band. This is a Christian metal band. They're doomy. They're from overseas. And I enjoy their stuff, but I never pulled the trigger on it because I'm like, did I really want to buy the vinyl at this point? I mean, they're an okay band, but do I want to spend the money on the vinyl? Well, the collector spirit said, hey, you need all of the Rox Underground series. You're missing this one. Here's one you're missing that you can get. You're not going to be able to get all the rest of them, at least not without paying a pretty penny, but you can at least get this one. So I had the money. I went ahead and jumped on it and got it. So I finally got this. It came with a poster, as a lot of the Rox stuff does. This is actually a poster for one of the other CDs. Yeah. So that's just the design from a other CD by them. But I got this. It is, like I say, limited. It's only 150. These were made. I have number 97 of 150. So, that collector spirit said you have to have it. You need the rest of the series. There's so few left, and you do like the band, so make the jump. So I made the jump. All right, up next, I have a couple DVDs that came in. Yesterday, day before yesterday. Neal Morse and Friends. Yeah, of course, if it's Neal Morse, Jeff's gonna get it right. So every year for the past few years, handful of years, he's done the Morse Fest, which is a 2-day, Friday, Saturday event where he has a bunch of bands play. It's usually Neal Morse band, and they play whole entire albums each night or whatever. It's just a big extravaganza that I one day want to make it to, but have yet to do it. Well, they also have little things like acoustic shows for the fan club members only. They have these type of things, which is storytellers. And what this is Voices of the Beard. So Neal Morse used to be the singer for Spock's Beard. He quit Spock's Beard. He went solo, did his stuff. Spock's Beard played. I've shown the vinyl before. They had a vinyl where the whole band played one of the albums in entirety. Actually, the last one that Neal did. But So the guys keep coming, and what this is it's got a couple guys. So it's a couple of the guys from the Neal Morse band, Randy, and it's almost all of them. But then it's got Nick from Neal Morse. From Spock's Beard on drums. It's got Ted Leonard on guitar, Randy George, Bill Neubauer, Hugh Bauer, I'm sorry, Eric Gillette. But anyway, so it's basically them playing songs, some cover songs. They play U2 and stuff like that. They play the Police, and they talk about stuff. So it's storytellers, just like you would think, the old MTV storytellers. They've done that a lot. So this came out as a fan club digital audio release a month or two ago. Well, here it is on DVD, multi-camera, professionally shot, and it's got a lot of songs and storytellers on there. So it's a good long show. I finished watching it last night, and it's really cool. This was technically, I guess, Storytellers Part 2. They released the other ones in the fan club a while back with them doing the similar type stuff. So this is cool. Storytellers DVD. This is totally non-music. This is a movie that I did a crowdfunder for, it seems like 2 years ago, maybe more, maybe less, where they were doing it piece by piece, and you were funding each piece, and I funded a piece, and then they release it and give you the DVD. This is a new version of Pilgrim's Progress. Now, Pilgrim's Progress is a very famous book by John Bunyan, one of the early Puritans from hundreds of years ago. They say that Pilgrim's Progress is one of the best-selling books next to the Bible. It's a symbolic, metaphoric storyline based on the human experience, but everything is named things. So you've got the main character, Christian, who is under this burden, which is on his back, and which is to represent sin, and he feels that he needs to go and get relieved of that. So he takes this journey, and in the journey he runs into different people and places. He runs into Vanity Fair. He runs into people that different attributes, people named by attributes, worldly wise man and things like that, where these people are trying to take him off the path. Anyway, this is, if you're probably somewhat familiar with this, because the Neal Morse album, well, the last two Neal Morse albums were based on John Bunyan's book. One of them was based right on the book, and then this most recent album, The Great Adventure, is kind of a part two, but it's kind of sort of some of the stories from Pilgrim's Progress, but using his son. Anyway, this is a animated version. There's been some movies. There was a movie of Pilgrim's Progress made years ago, like in the 70s, that had Liam Neeson in it. There have been another cartoon version which was like 30 minutes long. It's hard to cram a huge book like that into 30 minutes, but that came out like in the 70s. There's been different adaptations of this, but this is, an animated one up on the level, they say, of, the stuff that you see on Pixar and things like that. I'm going to watch it. Yeah, there's Worldly Wise Man. A while back, before they released this, they released a thing to people who had supported it, which you could log in and see it, and they showed you it was like a pre-screening of it. And I watched the first few minutes of it and was a little disappointed because they added to the story. They gave this whole backstory in the beginning, which I found totally unnecessary, and it actually detracts to me from the story. They had to tell why the city was in destruction. It was doing what it was doing, and some of the things that were going. It's just, stick with the book. If people today don't understand the book, well, they will. You don't need all of that backstory. The man wakes up. He's under this burden. He knows that he's living in a world of destruction, and he needs to get out of the city. And he goes to the door of salvation. He goes to, all through these steps, and then his life, goes through all the different places where he goes through the shadow of, through the valley of doubt, and he runs into Apollyon and all this stuff. You don't need all this backstory about the evil people that created the city of destruction and what their problems were. I don't know. It was a big turn off, but I only gave it about that much time, and I didn't watch the rest of it. I want to, now I can sit down and watch the actual movie and see, how well they did. Because the pieces I saw along the way were pretty good. But when I saw that they did all that intro, and I don't know, it kind of soured it. It's almost 2 hours long. Maybe they can do it justice. The book itself is amazing. A great book. Try to squeeze that into a movie is always hard. But anyway, that is what I got this week. That is enough for now. So thanks a lot for joining me, and I'm looking around to see if I got anything else. I like change my setup a little bit. Only really, instead of sitting at my desk, I'm sitting right in front of the records here. So I thought this might be a better look. Give it a try and see what happens. What do you think? Is this a better look than what I've had before, or do you like me to go back to my desk where it's a little different? You decide. Give me a comment. Thumbs up, like, subscribe. Thanks a lot. Rock on. All right, just a quick little addendum here. So I wasn't going to show this, but I was taken aback by the difference here. But I did a quick needle drop on the two different Motley Crue albums, and I wanted to kind of share it. I found the difference to be pretty noticeable, pretty easily noticeable. So anyway, check this out. First up, we're going to give a quick needle drop on the original, and then we're going to go and look at the new modern reissue. So up first, check out the original. And now for the reissue. So I'm not real sure how clear it was on the actual recording, but here in person in the room, the original was much more vibrant. Seemed more clean sounding. Now I know in the 80s there was a lot of, everything was kind of tinny, more trebly the way it was, but in this case I appreciated that sound. It was cleaner, it was louder. The newer edition seems to be a little more subdued. Things are a little more quieter in the things, but anyway, great album, and I'm not going to complain, but I don't know, maybe they tried to remix it and make it sound more modern and take out some of that high end, but I think the original sounded much better in this case. So just wanted to share that. Again, I'm out. Thanks a lot.